Alright, you all ready?
One sec.
Go. Alright, ring, ring, ring.
Hello, who is this?
Hello, Mr. Amin. This is Connor Malone from Gartner.
Oh, hello, Connor.
Hi, how are you doing today? Before we get started, I want to make sure your Zoom call is working properly and you can hear and see me and see the presentation I got up for the screen for you.
Yep, I can see and hear you all good.
Also, awesome. Just to confirm, do you still have the 20 minutes that we previously discussed in our phone call to meet with me today?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Now, how's everything been going with you with all this COVID regulations? How's your company been putting up with it?
It's been really crazy right now. We've been having to lay off a couple of people because we just really haven't had the budget to really fit everybody in right now.
I understand that, and having your team with you alongside is really important. I'm sure now that you've had to let off people, it's been difficult for you.
Yes, it has been difficult in the last couple of months.
Well, I also want to congratulate you on your new position over there at Emerald Glen. I know it probably took a lot to get that position. I just want to say congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, it took a lot, but we're here and we're gonna keep trying to move up.
Awesome. Now, just before we continue moving on, is everyone there from your team that needs to be?
Yep, everybody's here. It's just me today.
Awesome. Well, as you know, we are Gartner, and today we're presenting to you Emerald Glen Financial. Here's my business card I emailed over to you. Feel free to contact me after this meeting with any questions you have at any time. And I just want to confirm, do you have that business card?
Yep, I got that last week in the email.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Now, for our agenda today, I'm just going to go a little bit of an overview on Gartner, get you a little bit more comfortable with who we are as a company. Then we're going to get into more information on Emerald Glen Financial and some of the problems you're dealing with over there. Then I'm going to present solutions I think Gartner could give to you based on those problems. We're going to review all those steps, and then at the end, I will ask you for your commitment to Gartner. Does that sound all right with you?
Yep, that sounds good right now.
Awesome. Without further ado, Gartner is a leading research and advisory company giving you real-time solutions to your business needs. We do this through trusted insight, strategic advice, and practical solutions, giving those solutions into your hand so that you can make the right informed decision. Well, some of the ways we stand out from all of our other clients is our research is 100% unbiased, and clients really are able to trust the research we're providing to them and are happy with our product. A little stat that I am really happy with, that I like to point out to people, is we do have a 90% customer retention rate. So when we make our customers and make that mutual relationship with them, they stick around. They're really happy with the services we offer and they're happy with what we're giving to them. Just a little bit more information. We have 2,250 research and advisory experts who will be able to actually understand your specific business and industry, and our experts are able to provide you with strategic advice that will help you focus on the issues and opportunities that truly matter to you and your specific business model. Now, does this give you a little bit more of an understanding of Gartner?
Yeah, I'm starting to get it a little more now.
Awesome. Well, now I want to get into the problems that you're facing over there at Emerald Glen Financial. I understand in our last conversation, we talked briefly about how you were hired to try to develop an IT strategy to drive revenue increase while working to decrease IT operating budget. Would you say this is still the biggest problem you're facing at Emerald Glen Financial, or is there something else that you've been dealing with that's been more pressing?
Yeah, I would say that that would be our biggest problem right now is our deadline of just trying to reach that and trying to just figure out exactly how we're gonna lower the operating budget, yeah, while still increasing revenue.
Awesome. Now, if you see me look down at any point in this conversation, I just want to let you know that I'm taking notes. Is that okay with you?
Yep, that is all good.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned there's a deadline for this project. When would that deadline be?
The deadline is December 15th.
Awesome. And are you presenting that to your CEO? Who are you going to be presenting that to? Who do you have to meet the requirements for?
I will be having, yes, to present not to the CIO that I am the CIO, but I will be presenting to the person above me.
Yeah, the
My
CEO.
boss.
Sorry, I might have misinterpreted. Would that be who you would be?
Yep, the CEO.
Okay, awesome. Now, how many times do you see yourself dealing with this problem, and what has been specifically the biggest problem you've ran into while trying to increase this IT operating budget or decrease the IT operating budget while increasing revenue?
I would say the hardest part is really just finding a credible vendor. I was given I was given five vendors to choose from, and I just don't know if it's really the most trusted sources.
I understand that. So, to be more specific, you are not really getting trusted vendor services. So it's a problem with your current vendors. Have you had trouble looking for new vendors currently?
Um, yes, I have been having some trouble looking for some new vendors because there's just so much so much research, and we've been just having not as many people. Like I said, we've downsized, so it's harder to really figure out the information that we're looking for. It's hard to find it. It takes a lot of time.
I understand that, especially with this COVID, it's making a lot of businesses, just like yourself, have to deal with these new problems that are coming up. Now, just to confirm that final decision, you're gonna have to make a final decision and show basically what you've come up with on December 15th, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. Now, are there any other companies that you've reached out to, any research advisory companies that you're currently trying to find solutions from other than Gartner?
Well, I used to prior to working at this job, I worked with Forrester in the past at my last position, and I reached out to them. They reached out to me last week, and I did tell them I would entertain a meeting with them later on this week.
Okay. Are you waiting to make a final decision on our product after that meeting, or would you be able to make a final decision today?
I think I'd be able to make a final decision to stay if you guys can convince me that you maybe have things that they don't have, or show me what you guys exactly do.
Okay. Awesome. Now, assuming you do choose to use our services, do you see any problems that would be immediate that we would have to deal with?
Um, the only problem really I could think about is maybe the number being so big. It sounds like a lot of money because maybe all the stuff you guys are offering, it can't be cheap. That's all I'm really thinking.
Yeah, money is a concern when you're dealing with any of these business deals, and especially with a lot of money. Are there any specific budget constraints that you have?
No, there's no current constraints I currently have with my budget. It's just I have to get to the approval above me, and that's about it. Anything over 150,000, but I
Awesome.
should be able to make a decision with what we're talking about today.
And were there any specific services you were looking for from Gartner to help you deal with these problems? Of obviously the downsizing is kind of one of your main problems that's caused difficulty in finding good research when dealing with increasing your revenue and decreasing your IT operating budget.
Um, yeah, I would say maybe the budget optimization tool because maybe that could help us. I'm thinking finish our budget before our deadline.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad I could get some of those problems out of you and gather a little bit more of that information so I can begin to understand your problem. Now, before I continue on, I just want to kind of review over that information that you presented to me. Now, would you say the main problem you're dealing with is that IT operating budget, trying to decrease that while increasing revenue? And that problem has kind of come from having to downsize because of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, I would say that's where most of it's coming from because we just, like I said, we don't have enough people to do all the legwork that it requires to do all the research to figure out who is the correct vendor right now.
Yeah, and that's when that problem of credible vendors coming in, and you need research to show credible vendors and make sure that you're comfortable with that decision.
Yep.
Now, just to confirm, that deadline that you have to meet is December 15th, correct? And you're presenting to the
Yep.
CEO?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So, all this information I just reviewed, does that sound good to you, or would there be any other little tidbits information that would be useful to me?
Um, I think that sounds about good for me right now.
Okay, awesome. Now, I want to present some of the solutions that we do have for you, and I want to present the Gartner for CIOs package. Now, this package comes with three main different points of value. This is some of the top research that we get from the My Gartner web portal. The way the My Gartner web portal works is it's similar to any other search engine such as Google, but we're able to give you a lot more results and a lot more results that pertain to what you're searching up. So, for example, if you're searching up like accounting tools, you might only get a couple thousand results on the normal web browser you're using. You're going to end up seeing a lot more results from using our web browser. And I'll be able to give you a little example of that just after I explain these other tools that might interest you. Another tool that comes with the Gartner for CIOs package is a cost optimization tool. It's an IT budget operation tool, and the service usually results in 15 to 20% savings in three out of your four contracts you're making with vendors. Now, I know that you were nervous about the reliability of vendors, so I think this tool will be highly applicable to your situation because you'll be seeing a high return on the actual money you're investing into these vendors. You know, three out of four contracts, 15,000 to 20,000. That's almost a quarter of any deal you're doing. So if it is let's say $1 million deal you're doing, you're going to be saving almost 250,000 on three out of four of those deals. Now, I hope that's something that's really exciting to you. And the last bit of information I want to give you about the Gartners for CIOs package is our executive partner. This is someone in your field that has had experience that's been in the same place as you, and they can kind of make you more comfortable with the situation. They'll be your right hand man. So when you do have to go present to that CEO, you're more confident about being in that room. You can really give them that wow factor. Now, does this information I present to you make sense and you're beginning to understand the Gartner for CIOs package?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Now, like I said, I want to get into a little bit more information of the research tools. So this is an example of the My Gartner web service. As you see on the left, using a normal web service, there was only about 207 results found. And then using the My Gartner web service, you get over 3 million results that pertain to your specific situation. Now, this can be really beneficial to what you're getting. And it actually, you know what? That was a little mistake in me. Um, on the left is the Gartner or My Gartner web service, and as you can see, you're getting narrowed down results and more specific results pertaining to your information. Where on the right, you're just getting a whole slew of information that's really just going to boggle you down and not really know if it's reliable or not. Does this tool kind of incentivize you and make you more interested in the Gartners for CIOs package and solve the current problem you're dealing with?
I think it really would definitely help because it would save a lot of the time that we're having looking online for all the different, like you said, 3 million results. Instead, we'll have the 200 results to sift through, and I think our team could definitely manage that a lot easier, especially with the numbers of people we have right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I think this would really be a solution to that research and development problem and help you get closer to decreasing that IT operating budget while increasing revenue. Now, I want to get into a little bit of our vendor ratings. I know this was another concern that you had. As you can see, this is from our previous clients and previous vendors we worked with, and a lot of the response we get back from the vendors we present to our clients are very strong. They're very happy with the products and services they give and the pricing structure and basically the whole package surrounding the vendors. Now, I understand your company is dealing with that issue. Do you think that this solution would solve that issue that you're currently dealing with?
I don't know if it would completely solve it, but yeah, I definitely think it would help us maybe know what we're picking and how, like, what attributes they have, like, what weaknesses and strengths.
So, are you just still concerned about the reliability of the vendors or the information you're getting, or what's holding you back from seeing the solution?
Um, I guess I'm just more worried about if the information is like not leaning towards another way, if you guys aren't like incentive to pay one of the vendors for your recommendation.
So, like I mentioned previously, Gartner is 100% unbiased. We don't bring these vendors in based on how much they're paying us. We pick our vendors based on what the results they do. We go out and hand select our vendors to make sure that they're giving you the best products, and that's who we install into our company. We're not, again, going for the money in this. We're going for the people who are best suited to the job. So this is why I really think it will help you with getting more reliable vendors. Like you said, this is a problem you're dealing with. Um, does this start to make you feel more comfortable with this as a solution?
Yeah, I think I can say I feel comfortable now with it.
Okay, now you also mentioned that you were kind of nervous for that boardroom meeting presenting this IT operating budget decrease as well as a revenue increase. Now, I really think that the executive partner would help you with this. This is an example. This is David, and he's had 29 years in the IT industry and a whole slew of different professional backgrounds in similar fields. Now, I think this could be a service that could make you a lot more comfortable with going into that boardroom and presenting your meeting and the solution to the IT operating budget. Can you see how David could be useful in your situation?
Yeah, I think he could definitely help.
And I
Looks
know
like
you
he has a
didn't.
lot of.
Oh no, continue. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Oh, I was just. It said it looks like he has a lot of experience in the IT industry.
Yes, all of our experts have a whole slew of information. They've been in your same spot many a times, so they'll be able to relate with you in that way. Now, I know you briefly mentioned your interest in the IT budgeting tool. This is a little bit more information on that and how we actually deliver value to you. We identify the current problem that you're dealing with and we present the best opportunities and solutions for future development and improvement. And we also give you a little bit of understanding of what the competitors' pricings look like, and we compare that price directly so you can see the exact value you're getting in a specific budget and how you're budgeting your money. Does that sound appealing to you?
Yeah, that does.
Okay. Now, I want to go a little bit into the pricing about how this works. So, many concerns from our previous clients that come up is this an all-in-one for package or how does this work? So, for yourself as a CIO, that would be that top bar on the presentation. And basically, it works on a 3-year contract basis. And after that 3 year, we'll talk about renewing the contract because I think you will be happy with our services and you will want to renew. And for every other uh, worker that you want to add onto it, that will be the direct report cost. And it's 15,000 for every other individual you want to add onto that contract. And you as a CIO would be able to choose if you just want the tools or if you want to give those tools to your team as well. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, that does. But what do you mean by direct report? Is that a different kind of software or something? Or
So what the I am glad you asked. So what the direct report consists of is it consists of the research, the My Gartner service, as well as the IT operating budget service. But the executive partner is actually specifically only used for the CIO yourself, and they won't have access to that. They will have access to the other two tools, but you will be the only one with having that executive partner at your side, kind of like a right hand man. Does that make a little bit
okay,
more sense?
yeah, that does.
Okay. Now, before I ask you for your commitment, I want to ask if there's any other concerns about Gartner and the Gartner for CIOs package, and if you're happy with what I presented with you today and the package.
Um, yeah, the only concern would be if I wanted to add teammates later, could I add them just and whenever I wanted to, or would that be
No, that's a great question, and that would be completely up to you. You could add and take away people as you choose. Like I said, it could just be you have the plan. You could have one person on the plan. You could have 10 people on the plan. It solely depends on what you decide, and you'll have full control over that. Now, does that make a little bit more sense and answer your question?
yeah, that definitely clarifies it up.
Awesome. Now, finally, I want to ask, are you ready to commit to the Gartners for CIO package today?
Yeah, I think you guys presented some good solutions, and I think you can help me get to where I need to get to.
Awesome. Well, I want to say, Mohammed, I'm very happy with that decision. and I think you're making a great choice. I'll be able to send a contract over to you just about, let's say, 4 p.m. today. I'll send that contract over to you. You'll have that in your inbox, and you'll be able to sign that, send it back to me, and then Gartner can start to get working for you, and you can start seeing our results.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. And just before we continue, I want to verify that you do have that December 15th date that we have to work towards to present solutions to this problem. And I just want to make sure we're both aware of that. Does that sound correct?
Yep, that is the deadline, the 15th.
Awesome. Well, I got that down on my calendar. Again, I appreciate you chose us to help solve these issues. And I know there are other options, and I think you made a right decision choosing us.
Thank you very much. I think I did too.
All right, Mohammed, I'm going to send that contract right over to you. Should be in your inbox by 4 p.m., hopefully sooner. And I can't wait to get started working with you.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you very
All right.
much.
Take care. We'll be in contact.
Yep, have a good one.